Okay, so today I will be rating your teams in FPL. Okay, so today I will be rating your teams in FPL. I'm going to start off with my team, just because I barely got any teams sent in. So in goal, we have Areola on the bench and Ramsdale. They're two decent options. Ramsdale is going to get minutes guaranteed. Areola is a good 4 mil sub, probably the best I'd say. So yeah. In the defence, I've gone with a back three of Estepinian, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Zinchenko. Personally, I think that's the best you can get. Estepinian is an attacking fullback, likes to get forward. They'll get minutes guaranteed and a few goal contributions. With Trent, he's guaranteed to get a few goal contributions a game. Also, he's very versatile, and Klopp, towards the end of the season, was playing him in a midfield role. So that will definitely get him a few more goal contributions than normal. And there's Zinchenko, he's also very versatile and is an attacking fullback who likes to get up. And you can see I haven't chosen any centre-backs. That's because, apart from clean sheets, they barely get any points. But on the bench, we have Wan-Bissaka, who is a good replacement if any of my players get injured, and Bell, just purely because it's a Luton player and he's 4 mil. In the midfield, I have Salah. I reckon he's a go-to for most FPL managers. He went under the radar last season for sure. Personally, I didn't have him in my team at all, so that was a massive mistake. But yeah, first game against Chelsea, very shaky, most likely. So yeah. Then Szoboszlai, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Or Szoboszlai, I don't know. But in my opinion, he's going to be signing of the season. Take my word for it. And then we have Mitoma as well. He is very good at getting forward. And last of all, in my team, Mbeumo. He is a very good option. He's definitely going to go under the radar. Quite attacking. He's more of a winger than a midfielder, so that's always a bonus. He'll get forward a lot. Towards the end of the season for Brentford, he was getting more goal contributions than Ivan Toney, I think. Don't fact check me on that one. But the same sort of number, if not more. So yeah. And on the bench, we have Garnacho, purely because of his price and how many goals he might get off the bench. And if any of my players aren't really playing, he's a very good replacement. Now into the attack. First thing most people would notice is there is no Erling Braut Haaland. The reason I did that is because in the last 10 games of the season, Haaland got a total of 1 goal. 1 goal. And he's meant to be City's main man. So I'll start with the players that I do have in my squad now, with Harry Kane. Last season, in a horrible Spurs team, he got 30 goals. And I reckon about 10 assists. He's a very underrated option, and just very underrated in general. Clear of Erling Haaland. I saw a thing where basically, without Harry Kane, Spurs would have finished 17th in the Premier League last season, below the likes of Everton. That is just outrageous, and shows you how important he is to them. Obviously, there's links with him going away, so to clubs like Bayern, so that's not too good, but I'll replace him easily if he does. Moving on, we have our Julian Alvarez. See, Erling Haaland will most likely get some minutes, but with those poor performances that we've already seen, he will get subbed off quite a lot. And Alvarez from the bench makes a very quick and good impact on the game. So that's why I've chosen him. And with Isaac, Last season, he got loads of goals for Newcastle, got them into the Europa League, along with Callum Wilson. But, yeah, so he's quite a good option. Alright, so with Footsie's team here, it's pretty good. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10, I reckon. Yeah. So we'll start off in goal with Leno. He's alright, but obviously not your ideal option, because it's Fulham. They don't really get too many clean sheets. I don't think so, at least. So yeah, that's probably one of the weak spots in your team. I'm assuming that's to save money, though. And then Areola on the bench, like I said, the best backup goalkeeper, in my opinion, for 4 million coins. 4 million pounds, sorry. Yeah. In defence, I'd say Alexander-Arnold, of course, is a brilliant option. Luke Shaw is pretty good, so except the only thing is, he was sort of slotting in as a centre-back when Malacia needed minutes. So that's the only thing I'd be concerned about with Luke Shaw there. Estepinian, yeah, he's a pretty good option, like I said. Already gone over him. Botman, yep, he is pretty good. I think he's only 4.5 million. So that's a brilliant price for him. But once again, he's a centre-back, so he won't get too many points, except for corner goals and clean sheets. But Newcastle do have a very good defence. And then Bell, I don't know why he's your first sub. I'd put Ndombele there. Yeah. I don't know if you changed that or not. And then in the midfield, I'll go on to that now. Rashford. Okay, see, the only thing I'm concerned with is he is like a 2-month wonder. He is not that good consistently, and you need consistent players for FPL. Yeah, he does have a very good game in the first game week though against Wolves. They're not that good, to be honest. Sorry if I offended any Wolves fans. Yeah, very shaky at the back. Moving on, we got Phil Foden. He is pretty good. It's just he's not going to get any minutes at all, really. He's not going to get that many goal contributions, I don't think. He's not going to be that player that's going to make a massive difference. I think I'd go for someone cheaper, like Mitoma, Caicedo, or someone like that. And then next up we have Eze. Eze's a half-decent option, but then again, it's Palace that's the problem, not him. Palace are a very mid-club, to be honest. Don't finish anywhere. Don't do well, don't do badly. That's the only thing. Yeah. Sheffield United in their first game, though. It may be a 1-week investment. Don't know. Mo Salah, like I said, a very good option. He'll definitely get some goal contributions. It's just he's very pricey when you partner him up with some of the other players in the squad, like Rashford and Trent. Yeah. And another player that's pricey that you want to partner him up with is Erling Haaland. See, I'm not going to go on to him too much because obviously he scores loads of goals, and like I said earlier, he only got 1 goal in his last 10 games. Personally, I'm not going to have him. Captaining him, though, against Burnley as well, against a very strong Burnley side in the first game week, is not something I would do if I had him in my squad. Yeah, obviously he got loads of goals last season, but loads of those goals came against mid-clubs. And Burnley, trust me when I say this, are not a mid-club. They are very good. And then Ferguson there, he was banging out numbers for Brighton last season. Luton in Brighton's first game as well. So that'll be a good test to see if he's still Prem worthy after the summer. Yeah. I just realised I missed out the bench. So for Ndombele, He's not really going to get minutes. He's just come back from a loan spell. He's most likely going to go out again. Nothing really to say about him. I guess he's just there. Well, I would put him in your first spot, though, just because he's a bit more proven. And then Archer. I'm pretty sure he's like an Aston Villa player. He's like 4.5 mil. Yeah. It's just saving money. Now for Mount.7's team. I would say this is a 9 out of 10. In goal, Areola. If I were you, I'd try and get a goalkeeper that is number one guaranteed to start, and number two has a better defence, like Nick Pope or Ramsdale, or maybe even Ederson. On the bench, Ortega. He's not going to do much, really, unless Ederson becomes injured. He's more for cup games, so if he's not worth, I don't know, but if he's not worth 4 mil, then that's a waste. Then that's a waste of half a mil. That doesn't seem much, but trust me, it will be. Botman, in the defence, is quite good. While I was making this video, I actually replaced Bell on my bench for Botman because I had this money. But yeah, Botman is a very good option in a very good Newcastle defence. The only thing is, in the first game, he's playing against Villa with the likes of Ollie Watkins and other players that could maybe threaten his clean sheet. And once again, he is a centre-back. Luke Shaw is a solid option again, but the slotting into centre-back might be a bit of a concern. Estepinian has been in all 3 teams that I've looked at. So yeah, he's quite a good option. Yeah, for the money as well. Mitoma, once again, I actually captained him because he's playing against Luton. Quite a safe option. Yeah, he'll most likely get a hat-trick of goal contributions in his first game. I know that sounds quite bold to say, but I reckon he will. Saka. Yeah, it's a pretty good option. He's a bit pricey, but yeah, he will do the job for sure. Fernandes, he's pretty good, I'd say, yeah. We'll get a few assists. Obviously, he's United's penalty taker, and because they're United, they get all the help from VAR. Rashford, though, like I said, 2-month wonder. He's not going to do anything this season, really, I don't think. Odegaard, he's quite good. Yeah, the same as Saka. He'll get a few goal contributions for sure. Because Arsenal, they either score loads of goals, like the 5-0 win in the last game of the season, or they'll score like 1. And I can see at the start of the season against Nottingham Forest, Arsenal's getting loads. And Gabriel Jesus in the attack is going to be a massive contributor to that. Yeah, I'm just a bit concerned that he is quite injury prone and missed out on a lot of last season due to injuries. Yeah, that's my only worry for him. With Erling Haaland, yeah, he's a very good option. It's really hard because everyone has Haaland in their team, but I know he's not going to do well. But then again, I don't want to be the one that doubts him and then misses out. Yeah, so it's a really hard decision whether to keep Haaland or not, just because he was so inconsistent and predictable towards the end of the season. Teams know how to defend against him. So yeah. And on the bench, we have Reece James. Yeah, I reckon he's a decent option, but maybe go for someone who's 4.5 mil or 4 mil. Yep. And then Bell there, yet again, he's just a 4 mil centre-back. And Surridge, no clue who he is. I'm pretty sure he's minimum price. Yeah, he's a Nottingham Forest player, I can see, but just another player. Okay, so next up we have Chatstop's team. I'd give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Pretty good. Yeah, we'll start with the goalkeepers. Ramsdale, once again, a solid option. He is a very good option, actually. Only person who'd be challenging him, really, would be Nick Pope. But then Ortega on the bench isn't the best option. If he's 4 mil, then that's fine. But if he's 4.5 mil, maybe get someone like Areola or another 4 mil goalkeeper from a lower team. Same defence as me. Estepinian, Zinchenko, Trent. Best defence you could probably get, like I said earlier. Marcus Rashford. Once again, I'm worried that it's going to be a bit inconsistent. Mbeumo, who once again, quite a good option. Obviously, you're a Brentford fan, but Brentford bias isn't probably the reason you've taken him, just because he's actually a very good player all round. Odegaard, I might take into consideration getting Odegaard. He is most likely going to get a goal contribution a game if Arsenal do well in those games. I think he's the captain now, because Granit Xhaka is leaving. That's always a plus. Club player. Mitoma, I'd personally captain him for the first game week against Luton. Quite an easy first game. Also a good player all round. And Eze, once again, I'm worried that Palace will let him down throughout the season unless he's a one-game investment, which therefore would be quite good because they're playing against Sheffield United. I'm not going to go over Haaland again because I've already explained him. I'll briefly go over him. Inconsistent, really, and he's a bit predictable nowadays. And then this is where I sort of start to question your team a little bit. You have Morris up front. Now Luton, I might be wrong about this, and they may be a very good underdog club, but really, Luton Town, I don't think are going to even really stay up in the Prem and do anything too good. You can question me all you want. You can probably clip this for when I get this wrong, when I come back in a year. But I don't think they will do well, and I think they're not Premier League ready unless they make loads of good signings that can feed the ball into him. With the bench, Sven Botman, very good option. I've already gone over him. Good defence for Newcastle. I'm not going to pronounce his name. No clue how to pronounce it. Don't criticise me for this. Ndiaye. It's probably not how you pronounce it. So he's an all-right option, I'd say. It's just Sheffield United aren't going to do too well. It's not he's not the problem. It's more his club. And then with Bell, I'm assuming you've chosen a 4 mil defender again. Good team, I'd say, but just a few areas to improve on. Alright, so next up we have Willoquinho's team. I'd give this team, once again, an 8.5. Solid, but yet again, some improvements. So, in goal, you've gone for Ederson. See, it's a different option that not many people are going to really pick. But obviously, City do have one of the best defences in the world, not just in the league. So he should be a decent option. Won't concede too many goals, get a load of clean sheets. See, the only thing is he won't get a load of saves. With the likes of Nick Pope and Ramsdale, they might not be guaranteed a clean sheet, but they'll definitely get a few saves. Moving on to the bench keeper, we've got Steele. No clue who he is. I'm pretty sure he's a 4 mil keeper from Brighton. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing really to say about him. And then with the defence, once again, a back three. I think most managers are going with a back three. Haven't really mentioned the formations. Estepinian, Trippier and Saliba. So Estepinian, once again, solid option. Not going to go over him. Trippier. See, I'm stuck on this one because I don't know whether he's going to be worth the 6.5 million that you've paid for him. That's the only problem. And then with Saliba, he is a centre-back, but he did get a few goals last season, mainly from corners, apart from that screamer against Bournemouth. But he is quite injury prone, and he's only just recovered from injury, so he might not be at his best. Then Mitoma again in the midfield. Yeah, moving on to the midfield, we have Mitoma. Again, Mitoma. Odegaard already went over him. Same with Rashford. But Bowen, I'm honestly surprised to see that. I didn't really think Bowen was going to be in too many people's squads. He's not consistent at all. I don't want to seem like a West Ham critic at all, but I really don't think they have too many special players about them. They have Benrahma and Paqueta, and that's about it. 14th in the Premier League last season, although they did win a European Cup. Bowen didn't really contribute to that at all. I don't know if it was just a poor season or if he is genuinely going to be horrible for now. And that one season, I think it was the 21-22 season, was just a lucky spell. If it was, then you've got it wrong here, Willock. If it's right, then fair play. And then Haaland, again, gone over him already, inconsistent. And DA, already gone over him. Not really too sure about him individually. I'm pretty sure he was banging out numbers in the Championship last season. So we have Isaac as well. He's a solid option, but just now, literally a couple of minutes ago before I started recording this, I replaced him with Ollie Watkins. Yeah, in my opinion, he'd be a better option. And then moving on to the bench, we have Andreas Pereira. Cheap option. Also Diogo Dalot. He is a pretty good bench option as well. Fabian Schär as well. He's a solid option. Did get a couple of goals last season. He will come on with the bench and get a clean sheet if you need him to. So pretty good team, but just Bowen really, I'd definitely try and replace